Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my Thursday Q&A. So every Thursday I make these videos where I answer your questions, so drop them in the comment section below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you dig anything in this video, find it helpful at all. And if you don't like it, drop me a comment, let me know why. So let's get started on this. The first question comes from Coach James. He says, what do you do at night, aka movies, TV, books, and video games? For the most part, it's talk to my girl because she lives in Australia and the time difference makes it so that the only time I can really talk to her is at night. But if I can't talk to her, then I'm either researching stuff or jamming on my guitar. And actually, I have a giveaway. So the first person to tell me what song this riff is from gets free stickers. So check this out. I messed that up on the last part, but you get the gist. Man, I got some stage fright there. Am I blushing? Wow. So next question comes from Mindy Hearts Music, and she asks, what do you do about mail when you're on the road? Do you use a P.O. box? You make your own music with electric guitar? That's interesting. Can't wait to hear it. Yeah, I need to get back to playing it. I really want to make that music video and finish that, like playing that solo right. It's just been so long since I've just like really jammed that I'm just like constantly like making little mistakes, and I'm a perfectionist, so it drives me nuts. As far as mail, yeah, I use P.O. boxes or friends' houses, new friends I make on the road houses, stuff like that. Wayne's World asks, could you share your fear about bears? Do you know how it came about? Did you have a close encounter? The only time I've ever been close to a bear is like at the zoo, but when I was a kid, I went to Montana and there was a grizzly bear that was circling around our car and like just like right there, like with the windows down, I could have touched him. It was really, really cool. That didn't really scare me. The main thing is I have a lot of food in the van and it smells like things in here, like, like cleaning products. I have like toothpaste. I don't even use toothpaste anymore. I just use coconut oil and baking soda now, but it smells like, this is echoing and it's driving me crazy. It smells like food in here, and kind of my worst case scenario is a bear breaks into the van while I'm sleeping, and the only way out is to like bust out a window and climb out. It's more about being trapped than being afraid of bears. If I saw a bear in the wild, it would be awesome. I would love it, especially if I had my camera. I get some awesome pics. But it's not really bears. It's more the fear of being cornered and trapped with some like 500, 1,500 pound animal that wants food, and I happen to be where it wants food to be, and then having it would like break out the windows and stuff. Because I've seen them break into cars like on videos, and it's pretty easy for them. I would be much more comfortable with a windowless van with a partition. I don't think they'd be able to get in that. But with the windows, all I really got to do is like lean on the window and bam, they're in. That freaks me out. Luckily, the fridge and the food is up there, so if one did break in, I could just like curl up back here and try to break out one of the back windows and climb out. You know what actually would be really smart is to build some kind of inside latch on this back door and an unlock mechanism just as a safety feature. That would be really smart. But that's the deal with bears. Cody Spurgeon. Oh wait, is that? Yeah, okay. Cody Spurgeon asks, what is your favorite movie? Mine is Interstellar. Have you seen it? I have seen that movie. That movie's awesome. It's really hard for me to say I have a favorite anything, a favorite movie, favorite band, favorite song, favorite anything. It really depends on what mood I'm in, I guess, or what I want to see at that time or what I'm feeling. Some of the ones I do like are I Heart Huckabees. I love that one. It's a really existential movie. What are some other good ones? Garden State is a really good one. Vanilla Sky is a really cool one. It's kind of Inception-y. It's with Tom Cruise. It's total like screws with your head kind of thing. Inception is great. Stuff like that. Mr. Harmonizer says, how is the bike holding up in the elements? And do you lock it up at night? Cheers. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, I absolutely do lock it up. It's locked up all the time, no matter what. You know what? It's starting to rust out a little bit. Like the nuts that go on the axles and stuff are starting to get some surface rust on them and stuff. I need to get a can of WD-40 and spray that thing down to stop all the rust from forming on it. But other than that, I haven't had a flat tire yet. Oh, that's not wood, but whatever. Yeah, hopefully I don't. But yeah, otherwise it's holding up great. You know, it's just a little surface rust, no biggie. It's doing better than the thing that it's on. The what do you call that thing? The thing that's sitting inside of a cradle, I guess, or mount or something like that. It's starting to get kind of wobbly and stuff. Like I've tightened it up a few times, but it's starting to get soft. It was a really cheap one. It was like $20 on Amazon or something. So I think eventually I might need to get a different kind. And also my roof is doing worse than the bike. There's a couple areas where I've stepped a lot, where like you can see the crease, and if I keep stepping in that spot, eventually it's gonna break and have like a hole in my roof. That would be really, really bad. So I need to get a thing carrier, I guess, to go in the hitch for the back. It would be much better to have it back there. I'd ride it more often too, because it'd be much easier to get down. Next question comes from Dan RV Allen. He says, "Where are you, and are you working anywhere?" And Chef LUC also asks, "Am I working yet?" I am in the Cocoa Beach, Florida area. I've kind of been hanging around this little area, Melbourne up to like Cape Canaveral, Cocoa Beach kind of thing, and all other little towns that are around here. I have had a really hard time getting a traditional job in Florida. I don't know what it is about Florida. It was kind of the same thing I didn't try as hard in Georgia, but I filled out a lot of applications here. My work history is kind of sporadic, and the last few jobs have been really short. Like I've only worked there for like a month or 2 months, so I think they're kind of catching on. And my mailing address is from out of state, or I have just a PO box and not a physical address. So I think they're catching on, or maybe it's just Florida. I don't know what the deal is, but it's been really hard. But check this out. I've gotten a couple odd jobs, and that's been cool. But check this out. I got a gig tomorrow doing a photo shoot at a condo for a realtor. So I'm really pumped about that. I made a couple cold calls, and I've been researching this real estate photography thing nonstop, and it totally seems like something I can absolutely do and totally kick ass at, and make a lot of money with, and kind of be my own boss and go from town to town doing it. And I won't have to rely on someone else, some company hiring, and I won't have to worry about finding a place that'll employ someone for just a month or two. So this is really, really looking up. Things are really looking up on that front. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't just get some part-time job right away, because it wouldn't have pushed me into this. So I'm really digging this. Yeah. And besides just the real estate photography, I mean, someone was telling me to go to used car lots. I forget who told me that. I'm sorry I can't give you credit right now. I think it was someone on my YouTube channel. I wish I could give you credit right now. Name yourself if you're seeing this, because I'd like to thank you. Like going to used car lots and stuff, or even new car lots, and saying, "Hey, you guys need pictures for online? I'm a photographer. You know, $20 a car, $10 a car, something. Do the whole lot for $200, something like that. Just knock out a photo shoot in a day. Hop in Lightroom, edit it up, done." I can find work as a photographer. That's basically it. And especially once I get my portfolio built up, I'll be able to find work. I will find it, because I am absolutely driven to find it, and it's a necessity, and I've got the hunger. And once you got the hunger, you can do anything. Once you got that drive of, I want this, I'm doing this, and nothing can stop me, you'll get it. And that's kind of what I've been missing, because I really don't want to work some minimum wage job. I don't have some great skill set. I don't have a trade or anything. So it's been finding jobs at, Subways or box stores or whatever, minimum wage jobs. I've kind of hopped from job to job to job to job, and did just college for 5 years. So I've got a big gap in work history and stuff. So it's kind of hard for me to get hired. I don't look good on paper. I'm a damn good worker, but I don't look good on paper. So it's been kind of rough sometimes. Other states it's been really easy, but here in Florida it's been rough. So photography, I'm doing that. Next question is from Arkansas Mike. Says, "Great video, bro." Thanks, dude. I finally have a question. How is your 200-watt power inverter holding up? My Xantrex! I love it, dude. I have not had a single problem with it the entire time I've been on the road. It is great. It works every time. No problems at all. If you guys are looking for a power inverter, I'll put a link to the review on my website, intothemystery13.com, and an Amazon link in the description, so you guys can check this thing out. It's a good deal, super high quality unit. They make different, they make a 200, a 500, and 1000. I think a 2000 watt version or something like that. It's pure sine wave, so you can use electronics safely on it. It's just really well made. I love it, dude. Yeah, it's been amazing for me. Glad you got one. Antique Van Camper Man asks, what was your first car? Any stories on that? Oh man, my first car was an old 86 Jeep Cherokee with the 2.8, and it was all worn out. It had a lot of miles, and it was ugly, and it was a two-door, so it was hard to get in, but it was four-wheel drive. And I grew up in the country, and I was an only child, so it was I wasn't able to like just go and hang out with friends whenever I wanted to. I had to get a ride and stuff and all that. So when I got a car, it was this huge level of freedom for me, and it was amazing. As far as stories, man, just that feeling of freedom was like the most important thing to me. I got stuck a lot. I tried to go off-road in it a lot, and I got stuck. I have a history of getting stuck a lot. I've got 2 videos here of me getting stuck, once in Ocala National Forest and once in, where was the other one? Oh, it was on the plantation in South Carolina. That was an interesting one too. I'm lucky I got out of both of those. Yeah, I think I don't really have any specific stories, man. I'm sorry, but yeah, I got stuck a lot. I went up in the mountains and got stuck a lot. Let's see here. Nicholas Casalato says, curious to hear about how you cook. If you're making dinner, do you do so on the stove in your van, or do you rely more frequently on foods that don't require heat to prep? Also, do you find that when you do cook inside your van that the steam fumes become a problem in such a closed space? I used to cook exclusively in the van unless I had something to set my little butane stove on. Now I have this awesome table, which I can't really pull up, but it's kind of, yeah, I can actually. It's this thing. This little table I got for like $5 or $10 or something clearance at Target. It's awesome. And now I always cook outside the van because it does steam up the van and it smells like food, and grease shoots everywhere. I cook with coconut oil a lot, so it shoots everywhere. It's just more of a hassle to clean up, so I cook outside the van now. And I do try to cook food, or I do try to make food that I don't have to cook, or if I do cook, I make enough to last for a few days so I don't have to cook all the time, mainly just to preserve my butane fuel, because it can be hard to find and it can be kind of expensive, and I'd rather cut costs if I can everywhere. So I hope that answers that question. When I'm in bear country, I absolutely do not cook inside the van. Absolutely not. No way. For the reason I was talking about earlier. Patrick Merkel asked, where did you learn how to become a vegan? I want to convert to become healthier in mind, soul, and body. Good for you, man. That's awesome. You know what? It just occurred to me one day that why do we have to eat meat? It's weird because every time I ate meat, I imagined the animal that it was, and then I looked at it and I felt sick, and I had a hard time eating meat after that. And then I kind of got over that and started eating meat again, and then I went to like pure vegan and then not. But really, the way I learned about all of it was YouTube and blogs online. I spent a lot of time on YouTube. I love YouTube. It's changed my life in many, many ways. I've learned so many amazing things. It's just this incredible community where people can just share ideas freely with each other. It's just so cool. We're so lucky to live in this time where we have laptops and YouTube and guitars and vans and all this stuff, man. It's just being alive right now is so cool. We are so blessed. So blessed. Because Ivan asked, hey, man, love your Q&A. Thanks, dude. The movie is Cowspiracy that I was talking about last week. Thank you very much. He says, have you ever heard, watched, read any Alan Watts philosophy? He's a big inspiration to me, and I think you'll dig him. I do dig him. I love his ideas. Yeah. A lot. The only thing is there are things that he knows, and I don't, logically, nothing is knowable absolutely, because everything we know is based off of our senses and our ability to understand things based off our senses, but our senses are so limited that everything is energy, and our senses only pick up like a very, very small amount of this huge spectrum of energy. So there's all kinds of stuff going on around us all the time, and we can't sense it. And we don't have tools yet to sense what's going on, so we have no idea what's really going on right now. Existence is a complete mystery. We pretend like we know like things, and that everything is concrete and solid, and it's not. Everything is chaos, and we have no idea what's going on. And that's not terrifying. It doesn't have to be terrifying. It can be completely liberating and humbling, and it can be great to just bask in the mystery and not know what's going on. It means that nothing's real, nothing's as it seems, nothing's concrete, so everything's up to interpretation, and we can use our interpretation of what things mean to make life a beautiful, amazing, meaningful place while acknowledging the darkness, because if you deny the darkness, then you're going to suffer, and you're probably going to make others suffer too. But wow, how did that happen? Yeah, I watched Alan Watson. I love him too. Jacobus Walford. Wow, that's a cool name, man. Says, have you had any toll issues? Do you plan on driving routes to avoid tolls? I absolutely try to drive routes to avoid tolls. Man, when I was in Illinois, oh, this is bad, man. I went through these tolls because I'd never seen a toll before, because I always avoided them, and we don't have them in Oregon or Washington that I know of. Those are the two states where I've driven in before this. Oh, and I didn't encounter any on the motorcycle either when I went on that trip. But I didn't know what to do, so I just drove through them. And they took pictures of my license plate, so I figured they'd mail me something, and they never did. Or they did, but like 3 or 4 months later, and they said that instead of owing them the $13 for the tolls, I owe them $130 because they added on all the fines. And I was supposed to call them within like the first 2 weeks after I went through the tolls, and I totally forgot. So that's why, it wasn't like they were trying to scam me. It was my responsibility to call within 2 weeks, and I didn't because I forgot. And that's why they charged me $100 in fines for a $13 toll pass-through thing. I just went through some tolls in Miami, and I paid them, so I won't have that problem again. I'm very quick to pay my tolls now if I have to go through them, but I do try to avoid them. So that's it, guys. If you found anything interesting in here, once again, please give me a thumbs up and drop me a comment question for next week. If you have a video question, email it to intothemystery13@gmail.com. If you take it with your cell phone, make sure to hold it sideways so that it's landscape and not straight up, so that it's tall, and I have a big black thing on the side. It'll just look much better for everything. Yeah, that's it. Love yourself, guys. Woo!